Hello everyone, it's Rita here, and welcome to my channel. I worked on this journal earlier today, and I'm going to work on it again. I want to work on the cover, but let me show you. I put all the pages into the string signature here. So they're all just journaling pages. I have these little pockets here. I might put a couple tags in there, what's left. And so I think it turned out really cute. I closed it all. Everything fits in there nicely. I still have, tags to do a little bit more, but not much because we made all the tags. Okay, so on the cover, I had an idea. Well, it wasn't my idea in the beginning, but Tanya at Tattered Treasures had done a pocket of sorts where she cut out the image here and then she used it as a pocket. So that's what I wanted to do, but then I thought, what am I going to put in the pocket that would look good on the front of the journal? And I couldn't really come up with anything. So I went ahead and cut out, because I cut 2 pages. I cut one of this in regular paper and then one in cardstock so that I could cut it out and set it on top of each other. What I did find out though is, for some reason, it could be whether I printed it, I don't know. I don't even know what my computer does anymore, but they're not the same size. But I think it's going to look okay because I am going to cover this part with this white tissue paper. Now, I printed on this tissue paper Woodland Winter, okay? Because I was going to put a plate, but it just didn't, I don't know, there's something, it just didn't look right anywhere. And so that's what I ended up doing. So let me start this, but I did a sample here with the glue stick, just like I do napkins, and to see how much of the image would show through this, and it shows through quite a bit, so I think it'll be okay. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side. I did stencil around here more and around this side just in case it showed. All right, so let me, whoops. I think I'll ink around this a little bit. I did this front cover thing. That was the very first thing in my plan when I was working on this, putting it together. And I saved it for last. I don't know. It wasn't that I was saving it. It's just, I wasn't sure how it was going to work out. But let me get, and I was surprised that the printer actually printed on this tracing paper. It smudged, but I think that's because maybe I touched it or picked it up too soon. I don't know. So I had to do it again. So, and I found out that my printer does like a fading out, like it's lighter and then it goes to darker. I didn't know it did that. My Word program, I mean. All right, so I'm going to start up here because I want the glue to be as wet as possible. And I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to go over the edge a little. I hope it shows through enough. Oops. Okay, quit moving on me. so I'm gonna go back on this. It doesn't have glue right there. I guess if it doesn't work, I'll just reprint it and start over. Harder than I thought. Okay. I don't really have a credit card handy. Kind of showing through there. I mean, it's glued, but I don't know. Well, that probably won't show anyway, because I'll be covering it with that other one. So yeah, this is the last video, or the last video you see. I thought I was going to get this all done in that one video, but obviously I ran out of time. So now we have another part. Then I went to upload the video before this, and I'm so confused. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I already had a video already done before I did Trash It Tuesday. Let's just put it that way. Because I've had more time to make videos, but this is the hard part for me, is that it's hard to keep track of them. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how some of these people make several of them ahead of time. Although, you know, if I wrote it down, that might help. But you can't really, well, I know some people that upload them and then they schedule them to come up, you know, at a certain time. But most of the time I'm not ahead of myself enough to do that. So, okay, let me put this down and let's see how, I already inked him. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be noticeable. What do you think? And then we're going to have a print come over here and some lace. I think I like it, and I don't think I'm going to like do anything any more complicated than this. So let me get this on here. So I hope nobody's confused, because I didn't, to be honest with you, I think I was planning to do 2 shorter videos yesterday, and then I remembered, oh, wait a minute, I've got to do Tuesdays, Trash It Tuesday, and then I went back and did another video, but I didn't go back and do a second one, or something like that. I'm not sure. Oh, I don't know. I appreciate you guys watching me. I really do. You may not think so, but I do. Okay. Now, once I set this, it's going to be, you know, for good. So I think I'm going to, like, put his nose. And I can't have him running off the page, so it has to go right there. So I appreciate Tanya's little video on how she did hers, but it didn't. I need to do it like inside of a journal, not on the front cover. Okay, looks like everything kind of got glued down. Okay. This kind of just looks like a shadow in the back, I think. All right, so that's done. We have to glue it to the page, which I probably need this glue. Or I don't know, maybe I should use, see, I decided that I needed to ink it because the page was smaller than I printed it the last time, so I don't know. I think it looks okay. I think it looks really pretty nice. I like it kind of faded out like that. Okay, so I don't really want to do a bunch of glue stick because I don't want it warpy. So I think I'll do this around the edges, and then I'll get my fabric tack and do some in the middle. So it doesn't have to be covered entirely, you know. Okay. Alrighty, so gotta be go over a little more. So I guess that's good. The fabric tack is in there. Now, I don't know, this looks straight down here, but up there it looks like it went kind of downhill. I don't know. Not that noticeable, I guess. Weird. If all else fails, put more ink. Okay. I guess that's down. It kind of felt like it was lifting, but that is cardstock, so it's going to have a little dimension. Okay, so now this side, I'm not going to do that corner until I cover it. So I am going to, let's do it like this. And I'm going to use this paper because it has journal written on it. And I know it goes all the way around because I already measured it once. Okay, let me make sure this should be going the right, make sure it's not upside down, the words, nope. Okay. Let me ink around this first. Probably could have trimmed that a little bit, but I don't know if I want to. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. All right, so I think what I'll do on this page is put glue stick wherever I can, and then go around it with art glitter. You know, I need a bigger bottle of art glitter, like a bigger, like the original art glitter bottle tip, because like these kind of ones that where you're gluing a lot would be faster. Hopefully that'll squish out. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna make it. Okay. Good thing it's the back. All right, I'm gonna let this dry a couple minutes because I don't want to fold while it's wet. Because it might not fold right. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that, I have one more thing I can make here. Let's see if we can do this. Oh, come on. What did I do? Lose my eyesight today already? Probably have the wrong glasses on. Do I? Yes, I do. Hold on. Change my glasses. There. Okay, so I'm just going to make a little matchbook out of this. This is a scrap. And, yeah, and I'll call this one of Tanya's Teddy Treasures, what do you call it? Her scrap October Facebook challenge. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying to think. I think I'm just going to make a, let's see, I had a bunch of, it's not gonna fit. Here's one. And I think I'll just staple it inside, staple it across here. That'll hold all of our pages together. I don't know if I should, I may have to cut those down anyway, so let me get this. I think I'll just go ahead and score this. I don't think that's going to be too much, too big. Probably could have been cut down a little bit. Let's see, what is this? Yeah, let's just cut it down to 1 inch. score it in half. This was all the paper left over from the scraps from the inside journal pages. So that worked out. And this never works out. Look at that. How could that be so weird? Oh, I tell you. I'm just looking for another cardstock scrap. All right. I don't even know how I did this. This is fine. It was the scoring that wasn't. Okay, I'm just gonna make this 1 inch. All right, and then score it. I just had it off and I didn't realize it. Okay. Get my little stapler. I was just wondering, do I want to put something I don't think I want to glue it down. I think it'll be fine stapled. Oh, I know, I was going to ink it. That's what I'm going to do. Have to ink. I turned my ink pad upside down and look at how dark it is now. So maybe that's a good thing to do when you're not using it. Keep it upside down. I think I've heard that before. I just never think to do it. And then you really need to ink all the way. I didn't start my timer, so I have no idea when I started. You know, I come in here and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I got everything printed, you know, and you jump in and you start doing it and you don't realize that you're not, everything's not going right yet. The timer, or it's a good thing I turned the camera on. Okay, these are poking out a little bit because I think that the paper's pretty thick for those little tiny staples. That's good. All right, so that's gonna go up here. That's gonna come down here. So here I need to score to make a flap, and I could make it two ways, and I could flap it this way, which I think would look cute. So let me score it here. Then we'll put that notepad in. wonder if I want to round those corners. I think I do a little. I left my door open. I hope it's not bothering you guys, the traffic or whatever, because my house was cold. My house tends to, when it gets cold in here, it takes a long time for it to heat up from, you know, the outside temperature. So since I'm waiting for them to come fix my heater, I opened the door to warm it up a little bit because I was chilly. So many edges. Okay. Trying to think if I need to lower this a little bit so there's not too much bulk. Yeah, okay. Do you think I need to glue it down, or should I just set it inside? Then they can take it out. I don't think I need to glue it down. I think I'm just going to set it inside there. Okay, we just need to make a closure for this. So, I need a tab. Only need half of a tab. Sometimes it's so hard to get these in. I feel like this is like a little too high. I'm gonna trim this off just a little bit. So I think this is going to be the last video for this journal. And I will finish whatever's left to do, which is just sewing around the tags probably, and oh, I like this kind of a tag on that, but I don't really like it just plain. I don't know. Doesn't seem strong enough to hold it. Well, I guess maybe if I glue it. Still hard to close it. Oh, it's just the way it is. Let me see. That one's kind of pretty because it's sort of a greenish tone like this. Okay. I don't like wasting these, but I heard Gail was saying that Stampin' Up! Ought to bring that punch back. They could make a fortune. For some reason, they're not bringing it back, and I'm the only thing I can think is that there's a patent on it, and Stampin' Up! Doesn't own it anymore or something. Or there was a lawsuit or something. So, okay. Oh, nope. gotta get it high enough so it'll stay closed. It's gotta be good. Okay. Yeah, so, you know, that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, you know, Stampin' Up! Is a pretty big company. So they may have had a patent on it for so long, or maybe they never had a patent, maybe somebody else did, and they couldn't renegotiate. It's like cable TV. I hate it when they drop a channel because cable won't negotiate with NBC or CBS or any of those. Or they won't negotiate with cable, I guess, or one of the two. Okay. So, I feel like it needs something. Let's see if we have any of our little embellishments left. I kind of want to use these birds. This bird would be cute. Or the bunny. I don't know, I love the bunny too. That's really not going to show because it's going to be, let me see. It's going to be in this pocket right here. Oh, yeah, no, the bunny will not show. But then I left him in there. Uh-oh. I need some tweezers. I want to stick my head in the camera. Where are you? Okay. So it's either the bunny or the bird. Oh, Rita, you did it again. Did I? No. Okay. I like the bird. I like the rabbit too, but maybe I'll use him someplace else. Okay. I think this has been fun, and I am surprised how much this these file folders have held in relationship to the bulkiness, because each one of those little journals have like 9 pages, 8 or 9 pages in them. So that's quite a few pages. There you go. It's like a little chickadee. I don't know what kind of bird. I don't know what birds are anyways. All right, so there's that. Pocket's done. Okay, now these are dry. So let's lift this up. To this side. Okay. And then I felt like this was going to flip over. Maybe I'll have to do that separately. Okay, I think I'm going to just roll it over, only because think it'll be nice on the edge. Otherwise, you've got an edge where it can be kind of torn off because it will be used a lot. If I had some of those magnets, I think that would have been cool to put in here to hold this front. But we're going to tie it with I don't know, seam binding or sari silk or something. Glue stick a little bit here. I hope I cut this the right size. Didn't even check. Okay. Okay, now I'm just going to try to curve this around to match. Not sure which one this was curved with. Now, hold on. Let's see if this. I think it had to be that one. It just seems like it's the right one. Okay. See, right here would have been nice to have a magnet. And I don't even have any Velcro, you know, one of those Velcro things. I'm just a little disappointed that my papers didn't line up down there. It feels like it still could use something. I think probably because the fullness is right in here and it's not, there's not so much hanging out this part, if you can see what I mean. So this kind of feels sort of, I don't know, flimsy. Okay, so I'm going to put this right here. I think I'll go down a little bit and that might camouflage that. The scissors are worthless. Yeah, that kind of, that's not as noticeable now. Okay. This is Sobo glue, if anybody wants to know. Yep. At least I can move this a little bit. For a minute, anyway. This is fabric glue that I use for lace and stuff, because fabric tack, if you haven't been watching my channel, in the past, I don't like fabric tack for gluing down lace because it's shiny when it dries and it sometimes shows through. and it's just not as nice looking. Okay. All right, people, so whoop. I think that's it. I don't know. Let me get I don't know if I want to put seam binding or that's white. Hold on, let me get my size silk. Why is his head got to be right in the middle of the book? Should I put an eyelet? Well, Rita, I was just trying to see how long I needed it to be. That's way too long unless I wrap it twice, and I don't think it's really that necessary. So I'll pull that, get these strings about the same. Okay, that's all right. I guess it's of his antlers. I was going to say his lanterns. It's like calling butterfly little antennas antlers. Okay, so I either have that or I have the green sari silk. But I don't really have that much green on this outside part. Okay, so I'm not going to do a flip through right now. I will come back and I would do a complete flip through with everything inside all sewn, and pockets will be full and that kind of thing. So I hope you guys like this. I think it was a fun project, and if I do it again, I'll know a little bit more about, you know, where I want to put papers and things. I didn't put anything here because I thought the stenciling looked fine. Oh, I know what I forgot. I'm not done. Right here. This is going down this edge. Yep. Okay. It's probably too long. Okay, a little bit more of this here. I guess we're gonna have to clip it down until it dries. Okay, forgot about that part. And I have some little charms, but I don't know where to put them. because I don't really have anything hanging out on the edges. I could put some lace on these edges. I don't know what I'll do here. I don't feel like I want to do anything because it's the front. I don't know. I guess I could put lace here and put a charm. I don't know how much time I've already wasted doing, not wasted, but without having my timer on, I don't know what time I have. I could put a little lace right here, and then I could hook a charm. I don't know if it's going to lay there. Okay, I'll think about it. Let me think about that. Alrighty, so I don't really need to tie this up because I'm going to open it and do some work on it, but that's it. All right, guys, I'm going to go, and I will see you back with a flip through, and we'll get started on the next journal. I don't know what kind of time I have. Probably out. Okay, I will show you the next journal then when I get to that. Alrighty, have a great day. Bye.